welcome to Paranormal Unplugged. I am Kevin, and this is
Frank.
Frank's with us tonight. We're not sure where he's at, but he's here. So let's get some things going on here. So how's the week been hitting you guys? I mean,
Good. I need a haircut.
Good? You need a haircut? I don't. I need a beard cut. So we haven't been on in a couple of weeks. Just been kind of getting things.
Hemorrhoids.
Steve has his problems, and we won't get into that right now. But it's been an interesting week. We'll probably see what happens in the next week or two.
That's my whole mic up here. You?
I didn't mess your mic up. He's been complaining all day today. You know how he is. He's old, cranky. It's just Steve.
That thing might do.
He's trying to test. He's been complaining all day today. Yeah, it's been.
Get your phone on.
I'm trying to broadcast out. So give me a second. Let me get this shared out here so we can get things moving. Then we can.
2 hours later.
Smart ass. Yes, he is. He's going to drive me crazy tonight. I just tell. Now I know what Pam goes through. No comment over there.
Why you bully me?
Why you bully me? I did bully you nowhere. I got to figure out what the heck happened. So we have a guest sitting in our green room right now.
Yeah.
We have Shawnna from Unique Paranormal 1.5 that we're going to have a conversation with here. So you know what? Let's bring her in. So let's welcome Shawnna. Hey, there you are. Can you hear us?
Hey,
How you doing?
good. How are you guys?
Great.
I got to deal with him. So
Yeah, I got to go with him.
And
He's-
Steve, you do need a haircut.
I know.
He's got to get the ones off his back. He's doing a comb over lately.
Coming over this spot back here.
Yeah. So, Shawnna, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you got going on there. I know you just started a group up, and
Yeah.
let us know what's going on with your group and what some of the major things you got going on and what you've been up to lately.
Well, as a lot of people know, I took the group over. This was my mom's original group, Holly Cataldo. She had it as Unique Paranormal 1. So when she passed away, which is coming up a year here, September 5th, when she passed away, I took it over and renamed it Unique Paranormal 1.5. And just to keep her memory alive and keep doing the things that she loved so much, like Gettysburg, the Bash, doing all the paranormal investigations and stuff. So we've been super busy doing lots of investigations all over. We just got back from Madison, Ohio. Me and Danielle did the seminary out there. We have a big group trip planned in May to head out that direction, but to do the Fairfield Infirmary. And of course, coming out there to the Hoover House and hanging out with all you fine people.
You're going to be out there this weekend, right?
Yep, we'll be there on Saturday.
All right. Be fun. So,
We're doing some adjustments. That's
you're doing. He's adjusting. So, don't mind us. Anyways. So, what else do you do in your spare time? Since you're you're busy doing that. I mean, do you have?
We own a farm. We have lots and lots of animals. Danielle, my wife, travels out of town 3 days a week for work. So I take care of that. I breed bulldogs. So I do that. We are in the process of possibly purchasing a new hunted location. So we've been busy getting that cleaned up and trying to get all of that stuff in order. You name it, Kevin, we're doing it. Like, we don't ever sit still. Camping, going to visit people, see family, never a dull moment around here for sure.
So, do you have any Highland cows?
We don't yet. If it was up to Danielle, we would have one already.
Miniatures or full grown?
She likes the miniature ones.
Oh, I do too. That's what I want.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They're super expensive. Oh my God.
There's a guy out
hijack
here that has some, and I went to talk to him about how much they are. He goes, I don't talk price until you can come see them, and then you have to have a check with you right then and there. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
So that's not going to happen.
Where were you going to put a cow?
In his backyard.
In my backyard, they're just my master.
Your dog would kill it.
That's Rango.
Yeah, he's got a dog. Rango kills everything.
He's kind of bird night midair. He's a
Bird,
little-
squirrel, What else he
He's
got?
got
Rabbit.
he's got a squirrel, 4 baby bunnies, a bird.
He paints on his dog coop everything he gets. He like got one of them.
You might need a full-size Highlander there then, Kevin.
Yeah.
Might need a full size.
I got 2 mastiffs, so I mean, they're the same size as a mastiff. So
Yeah.
but yeah, they're not cheap. So well, you're saying you're out in Ohio. What'd you do out in Ohio? What place did you investigate out there?
We just went to the Madison Seminary.
Okay.
That was our first time ever there, and we ended up there on a fluke because Danielle booked a trip for her birthday week, and we were supposed to go to Lancaster, Ohio, to the Fairfield Infirmary, I think is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And last minute, Adam, the guy that runs it, called Danielle, and he was like, "I'm so sorry, but the fire alarms keep going off, and we can't get them to stay off. So any chance you'd be willing to go to our second location," which we had never, I'm sure people have heard of it. We never had heard of it. So we switched our camping reservation and headed out that way. For some reason, we weren't supposed to go there. So we ended up at the seminary in Madison, Ohio. And we had a fantastic time. We had the whole building all to ourselves. Got some pretty cool stuff. We're still hashing through all the digital recordings and looking at all of our evidence, but we had a blast and we got to camp and go to the water and all that good stuff.
Now, is Danielle still a skeptic?
No, she is not.
So I know she was there for a long time.
It took a lot. But no, she is not.
What switched her? What incident happened when she switched?
I think the biggest, I mean, she'd have to answer that, but my opinion would be after, like, right prior to Mom's passing, there was some unexplainable things that had happened. And then after Mom's passing, a lot of unexplainable, because Danielle was a very scientific brain. If there was no scientific reason behind it, it was dismissed. So now I think too, and just coming out there with me and Mom and doing stuff with Mom it kind of intrigued her a little bit. But she's actually had some things personally that she's been experiencing that definitely flipped her to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
That's always what happens. I mean, I still have sometimes skeptic on some stuff that happened. We're just at Monterey Pass doing the historic tour of Monterey Pass and doing an investigation up there. And we're sitting there in the museum, and I forgot the lady's names, the group that was with us, the psychic lady.
Oh, yeah. Pam knows them.
And
she's good with names. I'm horrible with names.
Yeah. So we're doing the table, and she goes, "You need to sit with us." So I'm sitting with them. And the only person there that knew, unless they were on my Facebook page, knew my brother had passed a couple of years ago, and it was his anniversary. He goes, "Well, this is for you, and it's coming through. You know who it is." And I was like, "Okay." And the other lady was sitting on their back towards us doing the ethics method, and she said a word that only my brother would know came through. And I went, because the table, I kind of like, okay, depending on who's running it,
Yeah.
And it's like there's too much in common. So that right there, okay, I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Just set it off. So it does get you. There's certain things that you have to do that will get you to change your mind. And sometimes
there's typically one specific situation that occurs that resonates with you the most, and then it kind of gets you thinking a little even deeper.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So you're saying you're looking to purchase a haunted place?
Yes, we are actually.
Are you willing to say the place, or you don't want to say yet until you do it?
It's a residence in a town. It's in Loretto, Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
If you look up the history of the town is phenomenal. So if you ever get a chance to check it out, I know I have Pam doing some digging because she loves all that history stuff, but it's a fantastic little town. It's one of 2 of the oldest homes in that town. We did investigate that with a couple members of our group a few weeks back, and it's definitely going to be a location that we're hoping that people are going to want to check out. So we're super excited about it. Should have everything finalized. We're hoping in about 30 days. But in the meantime, we've been able to go over there and start getting things cleaned up and because nobody's been in there for over a year.
Is that
So
big house?
it's a house, small, like the original. So there's an original part of the house, living room, dining room, 2 bedrooms, small bathroom, old, really old house. And then I believe roughly, I don't know the timeline exactly, but then there was like a small kitchen addition put on in the early 1900s. And then a little bit later, there was a barber shop attached to the end of the property. And the gentleman that resided there, he was the one who was the barber of the town for many, 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 many years. So yeah, you got like the main house, then the little kitchen that they put on, and then the barber shop at the end. So, and we did we got quite a bit of activity in every room, especially the living room was really active. Like I said, haven't had a chance yet to go through all of our EVPs and stuff, but the physical stuff that we got in there was pretty incredible. And like I said, just the town alone in itself has so much history that not only were we getting things from the house, but all of the energy from the town was pouring in as well.
Hey, you have a place to go get your haircut.
Yeah. Barber's still there? Is he hanging around?
Nice old,
Nice.
super old barber chair for you to sit in.
The barber, has he passed?
Yes, he has passed away.
Okay. Darn it, so I can get my hair cut.
No,
Favor? I'll shave your head.
Yeah, here.
might not turn out the way you want.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to cut my hair before I let you cut it.
So is it gonna be like a place you can spend the night in, or it's just open for a time period of being able to just go investigate and then you lock?
Our goal is to eventually it'll be open for overnights all the time, all year round. We'll start it probably with close friends and family and see, what they think of it, and we'll just, go from there. But our goal is eventually for it to just be open year round, and you can come whenever you want to check it out.
Is that building is there a yard, or is it like in the middle of town like this is?
It's right in the middle of town. It has a small front yard. And then it has, a decent little sized backyard. It's mostly all on street parking. So yeah, it's right on the main strip when you're coming. I mean, you blink and you miss the town. It's a small town. It has one of, now see, I'm not very educated in this stuff yet because I'm just learning, but there's a it's a basilica, St. Michael's Church.
Okay.
Beautiful church, literally one street over. You can walk over there. Prince Gallitzin, who was the founder of this small town, he's actually buried in a tomb right in front of the church, the basilica, and you can actually walk down in, and his tomb is down there with his, his body. There's a big statue up top, and it's all gated in, but the public's welcome to go down in there. A big, beautiful cemetery. Just at the other end of town is a big, beautiful place. It's called Schwab Estates. And I believe it's the monks that live up there. It's about 3 blocks to the left of the house. And there's a big, beautiful garden that's open to the public, greenhouses, all kinds of stuff for people to see. So it's really neat little town.
So during your investigation, who do you think resides there? Do you think children, man, women?
One child for sure. We got one energy that was really strong that wasn't connected to the house at all, but connected to the town. And we didn't find out until, afterwards we did a little bit of research. I don't want to throw anything out there because I want people to go in there fresh, not knowing anything.
Right, yeah.
We definitely had a lot of audibles, noise, like one instance particular. So it has, the house is on, the old foundation with all the stacked up stone. And we were all standing in the living room, and it literally sounded like somebody took a baseball bat and nailed the ceiling underneath us. Danielle and our friend Brent immediately ran downstairs to make sure like nobody was down there or whatever. And there was absolutely nothing. That space is completely empty. Checked the beams, checked the furnace, like there was nothing. So that was how we kicked the night off. And it just got better from there. So, I'm excited to see what people find when they go in there and what evidence they can get, for sure.
That'd be interesting to see.
Well, I like going to places that no one's done before.
Exactly.
Because a lot of these places you go to, especially your big place like like Penhurst or Waverly Hills or a place like, they're great places. Don't get me wrong, they're awesome because there's so much stuff happen there. But to go into, say, like a hotel or something like that, or an older house, somewhere in the, anywhere.
Yeah.
And then people go, oh, if you go up to the third floor and go in little Tommy's or Eddie's room or something like that,
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well, why would I want to do that? You already know who's there, I'd rather find out who's there. That's why new locations are awesome.
Yep, new location. That's why I'm like, I don't want to give too much because I want people to get what they get from there. And like I said, there's so much even pouring in from outside. We did find out that the town was originally, there was 4 different tribes that were there, Cherokees being the number 1. Haven't really dug into that. I was leaving that up to Pam to find all that stuff out. But we did find out before Prince Gallitzin came in and bought up or took, or however he came upon all this land to make it a town, it was home to Native Americans. So that was super exciting too, to find out.
Well, you're going to have layers on layers of that in that building, especially if stuff's been done there that shouldn't have been done when they took over the land. I mean, that's amazing to be in that place. I mean, that sounds cool. That sounds really
cool if she went in her yard and found an arrowhead.
Yeah.
Arrowhead be better. Something.
Yeah, and we just found out from the neighbor that it was the one of 2 of the first homes ever to be built in that town.
So what year was that? What year was the house built?
It was either late 1700s or no, late 1800s, early 1900s. So I don't know. I'd have to ask Danielle because the town was founded in 1799 by Prince Gallitzin. So it had to have been just shortly right in that time frame.
Right.
So he founded it in 1799. So once we get the deed and everything and there's a historian in that town that we're actually going to go speak with eventually and try to get all the information for ourselves to actually get the dates and when it was built and when the little kitchen was added on and when the barber shop was added on. But we know it's definitely been a long time.
The barber chair is still there at all?
It is in storage, but it will be there for everybody to set in for sure.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's spinning. What style barber chair is it? It's like
old antique, like late 1800s, early 1900s.
Oh,
like the metal armrests, the leather with the big metal foot pegs, and
especially if the barber's there.
Yeah, those are fucking heavy. You better have a couple people lifting that sucker up. That's heavy.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
that's amazing.
Definitely super heavy.
That'll definitely.
Danielle put up 1863.
Oh, is that what she said?
Yep.
There you go. There you have it.
So.
She's like, here it is.
Our house in Vendorsville was built in 1861.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how old some of these buildings are and the structures are in the area. And what
now, is your rafters underneath your house in the basement like trees?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what ours is. Yeah, they're all. That's what they used back then. I don't think they had cut lumber, so they just used trees. The trees.
Well, because
it's incredible for how old the house is. Like everything under there is still so solid.
I'm sure they.
I was really surprised.
I think it was cheaper to put a tree up than probably
get
to a sawmill.
Logs.
Because you remember Civil War was happening, so
you probably have oak logs underneath there or cedar logs, probably some kind of hardwood that's holding up the house.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing though.
That's why the house is
very happy for you guys. That's great.
Yeah, thanks. We're super excited. But you guys will have to come out and check it out.
How far is it from Waynesboro out to that? Well, you're an hour and a half, right?
I would say about an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's not far.
Not too far. And then we live about 25 minutes from there.
Yeah, it's not far. I didn't think so.
No.
Whenever you say you're only an hour and a half from here. So
yeah, it takes us about hour 45, hour 50 to get to you. So
that's the way you drive.
Well, that's the way my wife drives. So, but The Loretto house is about a half an hour closer to you guys. So yeah, it'd probably be about an hour and 15 to an hour and 30.
That's not bad.
Danielle would probably know exactly, but
Daniel's on here. The Theo Koch chair.
yes.
Is
Barber
that,
shop.
is that what his name was, Theo?
No, that was who the maker of the barber chair.
Oh, okay. Who was the guy's name that was in there?
I'm not telling you that.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah,
She doesn't
no,
want you
leave
to
that one.
know that.
That's right.
What the hell?
Trying to get some information
You
here.
gotta go find out for yourself, man.
Well, you know, if you have really good internet up there, maybe we'll do the show from there.
You gonna have internet there? We'll do a show from there.
Yep, we will have internet there for sure.
Live investigation.
Yeah, we can do a live investigation from there.
Absolutely.
This weekend, I'm going to be, depending on how I feel, I'm going to be running around here.
He's got little electrodes in his butt.
I'm
Trying to make his butt cheeks come out bigger, so they're putting these electrodes in his butt.
I'm having a back
Pumping it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, pumping it up.
I'm having a back stimulator putting it on Friday. So depending on how I feel, I'll go have the computer up and live and walk around and show everybody what's going on during the event this weekend here. So
Danielle played an hour and 20 minutes for me. Told
There
you.
you go.
Drives like me.
nobody drives like you.
Oh, sit in the car with my wife. You'll change your mind.
I drive with my daughter.
It's like race car, forget it.
Yeah, my daughter's like,
I always have to spin my head around when I get in the car with her, because if not, then I'm gonna impale myself with the brim of my hat on the back of my head.
Oh, so not to get off subject, how many animals do you have at the farm right now?
Oh,
You guessed
well, I'm actually staring at a chicken in a wheel in the window well of the basement right now. Danielle, I think it's like 96 animals, something like that.
I hope you're
Yeah.
selling eggs because egg prices went.
Yeah, we get over a dozen of eggs a day.
Yeah, I'm saying I hope you're selling them because
Oh yeah, Danielle takes them to work and sells them, and
yeah,
the
because
neighbor, all of our neighbors buy them.
yeah, they went up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have tons. We have over 50 chickens. We have 3 fainting goats, 1 full-size horse, 3 ponies, 2 cooney pigs, a turkey, 4 rabbits,
Watch
a lizard.
Pam's gonna somebody say. Pam's gonna say,
Danielle says
"Hey, the
96.
little donkey." Watch the little donkey.
We don't have a donkey yet.
Hmm.
I think we're full. Like, we don't need any more
Yeah, we
animals.
are.
And we have 7 dogs, so I think we're good.
Well, you need to get the Highland cows.
Yeah, okay. Shh.
The Cooney pigs, aren't those the little small?
Oh no, these are big guys. They actually look like Chewbacca. They got the big old smashed in face, and they're super furry.
Cool.
I haven't seen one of them.
Yeah, I haven't. I've seen pictures. I know what you're talking about. So walk
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, they're super friendly, and they scream.
No fading goats.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we have 3.
Kevin faints when I yell at him.
Yeah, 3 fainting goats.
That is so cool.
I had can't get the son of a gun. Like, you got it twisted opposite.
So tell me, where are your next stops of investigating? that you
We
want me to
are.
go to?
Danielle
Okay,
said
let me.
more.
So Evansburg just opened up the Old Stone Jail to the public.
Uh-huh.
So we are going to go there. I believe it's October the 12th. Anybody who wants to come is more than welcome. So that's exciting. That's kind of like, I know people investigated it a while back, but it's been closed down for years. So it's going to be exciting to get back in there. We've never been. So after that, we are doing the Winber Hotel in Winber, PA. After that, we got invited by Sarah to go to Mid-Orange. I think that's first week of October, but that's just Danielle and I. Their group invited us. And also to Pennhurst end of November.
Mid-Orange
And-
Correctional?
Yes.
Yeah, I used to work
Yep.
there.
And then Pennhurst. And then we just planned a big group trip for middle of May to go back out to Ohio and do the old Licking County Jail and the the Fairfield Infirmary. We're going to do both of those in 1 week in May. We're all going to be staying at a campground down there, make a big group event out of it. So it'll be fun.
Going to a campground and hanging out. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Oh yeah, it's great. You can travel with a big group of people. They rent out RVs that are already there and set up. Well, we have a camper ourselves, so we'll take ours, and then you can rent out RVs that they have on their sites in the campgrounds, and keeps cost low for everybody. And
I'm gonna have to
have
go back
fun.
to California and grab the camper for my daughter.
Yeah, right. He's got a camper sitting
I
out
got
in
a brand new
California.
trailer my daughter's living in out in California. And I told her,
You've been evicted.
"You've been evicted. I'm taking it."
Oh, we
Yeah.
do that a lot. We
That's-
love to camp. So
So, how big is your group going to get, where you're at the max that you want to be at?
I'm not setting a speculation on that, just because of my mom would always say, the more the merrier. Whoever wants to come along can come along. So, I mean, we have a steady 5 or 6 of us that go to a lot of things, but whoever wants to come along with us is always more than welcome.
It's always neat, especially when you're going through the EVPs and all the video and stuff like that. The more people you have,
Oh, yeah.
the better it is for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're sitting there for hours going, "What am I doing?"
Well, the best thing, I used to do EVPs where I still do it to this day, where I don't leave a recorder out. If you leave a recorder out in the room the whole night you're there, I'm telling you, 99% of the time, you're not going to go back and after doing an investigation for 6 hours and listen to 6 hours of tape, you're just not going to do it. So the best thing is ask 5 questions, play it back right there on the spot so you know who you're talking to. And then if you got nothing, erase them so you don't clog up your recorder. Erase those 5 right away. Boom. Now you're a clean.
I mean, that's a great idea to do that. But we basically go into a certain spot. Like this past weekend when we were at the seminary, we went into a room, and we were in each room for about 30 to 45 minutes, recorded while we were in the room, stopped it, moved, set up, whatever we were doing. And then that night when we were sitting around the campfire, we just played those, 25, 30 minutes back. Got something, we got something. If we didn't, we deleted it.
But the
So
good thing about doing it the way I was telling you is because if they answer you, say, who's here with us? And they say, my name's George. Or you're George. Now you know who you're talking to. Because if you go too far and you go into like you said, 45 minutes, you're playing it back. Oh, he answered. His name was George. Now now you got to go back into the room. Say, hey, George, you here? He might not be there no more. No, I think we'll travel through, not all stay. And that's what I think happens at the Hoover House here. I think there's like a dimension. They come through and they leave, and they come in. Because we get different people here all the time. It's not the same.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
But even if you don't even have to ask questions. Just sit in the room and talk casual to each other, and play for 5 minutes, and click back and listen to it. That's what we did at the Aller House the other night. We said questions, but then I said, guys, let's just talk. And we were talking. One of the girls' sons was there, and he was a reenactor. And he just started talking, about his reenactment, and they chimed right in.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, they even said my name. I was shocked for playing there saying it, I don't know why. I forget what the question was, but they mentioned my name, and someone was over at Dollar House working on it. So, but it was sometimes just sitting and talking amongst you all, they just chime in because they want to be part of the conversation. And if you just do that and do it for like 5-10 minutes and do a playback.
Yeah.
But always do a playback while you're there because you never know who's going to come in and tell you their name. And now you know who you're talking to.
Yeah. Great advice. Appreciate that. Definitely going to start doing that for sure.
On that. Flip taught me that. I'll give him credit on that, Flip, you were watching. He did. He told me, why do you leave a recorder in the room all the time? You know darn well when you get home, you're not going to listen to 8 hours of tape. Especially
that is true.
When we film the show, think about it. 3 days of filming, 8 hours a day, at least filming, not counting B-roll, all right? So you're out there, you're doing it. Then everyone that's on the team's got a recorder on them. And they're putting the recorder in this room, recorder in that room, and then recorder in this room. And then they hand them to you at the end of the night. You say, here, Steve, listen for EVPs. It takes 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks because you're not going to sit there for 8 hours and listen to it. It's you live.
Very true. Very true.
If I'm in one room, I don't know what happened 3 rooms down. With the guy, I got to listen to every quarter. And
Right.
it was horrible. So doing it that way, it's a lot easier, and also you find out who you're talking to.
Right. Exactly. It's a great idea. I'm going to start doing that for sure.
You can ask questions too. When was this? Can you give me? When was this house built? Can you give me a date? And all of a sudden you hear 1861 or something like that comes through. You got validation right there on the spot. Boom.
Right.
Okay, save it. Get rid of the rest. You don't have 8 hours of garbage of just nothing.
Right. A whole bunch of nothingness.
Well, that clogs up your
Big noise to fall asleep to.
I can guarantee you, anyone in the room, you ask anyone if I'm telling you, all of them will be honest.
Trust me, I believe you. I still have our other 2 investigations of recordings that we haven't even went through them yet.
You never.
So, legitimately, I mean, I will just because, but moving forward, totally using your method.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does have smart things sometimes.
Sometimes.
They say, like, at least they gave you the EVPs. Hey, Eric, when we were doing it, which we decided, actually, we just had a nice talk the other day. Eric came up with a great idea about the show. I'll explain to you later. But how we're going to do it. So with his schedule and my schedule to do with the winery opening now, coming up soon, and the store and doing all the work here, running the B&B, you don't have as much time as I thought I'd have to go film. You just don't. I don't have that. I used to have that time back in the day, but not now. And so we came up with a different plan, which I think is going to be way better. We are going to come back with an episode of Paranormal After Party. We're going to do one more episode. I can announce that. We are doing one. It's just a matter of getting all the 4 guys together, because Mike has moved to Florida years ago. And he's the one that we have to get back up here. And he's like, well, why he's all come to Florida? Well, I can't leave 3 businesses and shoot off to Florida. Just can't.
It's tough, yeah.
Yes, you know how it is.
Yeah.
She knows what we have to go through. So it's just hard. It's hard to even get up to her house. I mean, you try to leave here, and it's so hard, because Pam's phone literally rings every 10 seconds. You know that. Her phone was, God, shut that phone off. Ring, 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 ring. But it's business. People calling, booking rooms, booking stuff for the bash. They're getting their tables already. You got the store. Now she's working with the LCB and everything else for the liquor license and all that. There's just so much happening that your schedule's cut. It's like you thought you had and you just don't have it. But there's a lot of stuff I'm going to be working with Eric on stuff. We're not done. We came up with a great idea. So he's great.
Awesome.
The guy's amazing. I'm telling you, if you ever need a commercial done or like any kind of music or anything, that's the guy you go to. He knows that.
All right.
That's what he did for a living. So besides stopping truck stops, steal tires off cars. Sorry, Eric, I gave you up.
Sounds like something
Busted.
But
he's great in the horror too. But anyway, getting back to you.
Yeah.
The equipment you have, what's your favorite piece to use?
Has to be a piece of equipment.
No, don't.
No,
it could be you.
Yeah, what's the thing that you use?
Of course, like, pieces of equipment are fun to try to experiment with and see what's going to happen. Like, everybody loves seeing a visual, but I think sense of feeling and just going with your own intuitions and listening. And I think I'm going to enjoy the digital recorder a little bit better now, thanks to Steve. Right. But other than that, I mean, I think the equipment's neat to have if you get responses and stuff. But, I think just being in the moment, trying to communicate yourself, basing it off of feelings and, what's actually happening in the environment is the most enjoyable part for me.
Now, when you're investigating, and Mom has passed, do you feel her with you at a lot of these investigations? Because I know my mom's passed. My mom used to do this with me. So there's certain times when I'm like, I get into a spot. I'm like, something give me something come to me, let me know what's going on here, and I feel like she's near me. So
Not until this past weekend. Since my mom's passed, and I don't understand why. I don't feel her presence very often. But this last weekend when we were at the Madison Seminary, definitely felt her there. Definitely boldly asked if she was there, got crazy responses. So she was definitely there, I think, just for the sole purpose that it was just Danielle and I. And my mom was always very adamant that, you know, you always go in somewhere with more than just a couple people, and especially a place this big. So I told Danielle that night, I was like, yeah, Mom wasn't letting us do this on our own tonight. So that was the first time at an investigation that I actually felt her presence there. Outside of normally, like, I don't normally feel her around very often. Little bits and moments here or there. The night that she passed away, like I said, almost a year ago, definitely knew she was with me then. But my mom was very much a people person. She loved visiting everyone. So I don't feel like she's just always necessarily with me a lot. I think she's just everywhere with everybody. And unless I actually call upon her to let her, you know, say, hey, Mom, let me know you're here, which I don't do that very often. Then she comes through for me. But yeah, just that one specific investigation so far that I actually validated she was with us.
well, it's hard. I can understand that because, you know, it's something that's happened recently. So if you sat there, and you might not be ready for that right now to hear, like, you sat in a room and asked some questions by yourself and you got a reply from her, I think that would irritate you still right now to this day, because just hearing her voice would, you know, I know it bothered me when my mom passed away.
Yeah.
Susan Skills says, I like my recorder and flashlight simple. That's true. That's what I like too. When I go investigate, I don't bring all this equipment with me at first. I go in there usually with just a K2 meter and a recorder and a flashlight. Like you did. The reason why I bring the K2 meter with me is I want to see what people use the K2 meters, to me, the wrong way. They use it for baseline. You go around, they find where all the K2 goes red and stuff like that. And they say, oh, that's where all the high energy is and all that stuff. They'll give us false readings and all that. No, actually, think about it. Spirit needs energy to talk, right? We're all energy. So you need it. So what I do with the K2 meters, I go and I do look for those red areas. And that's where I ask my questions. Because right there is the highest point of energy in that room that the spirits can either manifest or talk to me by using that energy. And I get them on recordings. Get a lot of EVPs that way.
I also use it to be mindful of where electricity is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm standing next to, you know,
talking about
a live wire that is kicking something on and off, I like to know that in the back of my mind as well.
That's what's triggering it. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So you're walking around and you find where high voltage is coming through the building. Bam, and you can't see it. It's in the wall. That's where I'm going to stand. There's a high wire here. Boom. And yeah, you know, you might get your hair raised up on your arms or something like that, which is normal. But you wouldn't believe the EVPs usually get, because they can use that energy. So
energy, right?
Yeah, don't get rid of the energy. You don't want to stay away from it. You want to get near it. Some people get sick. Some people can't get near it, but you know, because it does play games with them. But if you can stand it, that's why I do my EVP sessions. I stand right there, ask the 5-10 questions, do a playback, and see what I get.
Yeah, very cool.
Maybe that's why you were supposed to go to the seminary instead of the other place you're supposed to go to, because there was only 2 of you there.
Yeah,
maybe much bigger. So
yeah, like Danielle said that day, like there's obviously a reason why we were supposed to end up there and not be at the other place. So
there's
we
always
took it and ran with it, and we had a blast.
What was that? Very high demand down there.
So there's always a reason for something going on. So there's always, but it's always neat when you're going to go into an investigation and you have that knowing that you have that person that's passed over that is actually could be there to come through to help you or protect you during a time. Yeah. So I know that's.
Now, your mother did a lot of investigating. I did it with her. Do you use a lot of her tactics, or you like using your own tactics on investigating?
Well, everything I do is basically what I learned from her. So, um, you know, for years and years and years, I was very much like Danielle. Like, this isn't real. Like, you're full of crap. Like, I don't know. But I went with her to spend time with her. So, through the years of seeing different things, or she'd be like, oh, I did a reading for somebody and this is what I found out. And I'm like, yeah, Mom, you're full of crap. But then, it took me having to experience those things with her and being with someone, and she would do these things. And I was just like, wow. Like, and it wasn't until she set up the big investigation that we did with Dave and Keystone Paranormal. And they came up to Kane, and I participated in that. And just seeing people who have the experience and seeing her in her element with people that knew what they were doing, and the things I experienced, like the mag lights and pianos being played with nobody over there, or just the magnitude of what happened, I was hooked. So I think it takes you really divulging and trusting in the process of these things and understanding the levels of the here and the after. And once I opened myself up to that, that's when everything just kind of took off. But yeah, I mostly use mom's methods of, like I said, just the feeling and hearing, and being as simple as possible. Like you said, a K2 and a flashlight, or just myself in a mag light. The mag light, Danielle actually gets amazing responses with her mag light. It's pretty incredible. It's spot on with her. But yeah, we just keep it simple.
I think your mom comes and visits her address a lot, because it was in the downstairs. Now we have it up in the Holzer suite. It was like the perfect place to put that.
The dress?
Yeah, the dress.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, now it's up there. People are saying stuff's happening in the room. They hear people walking, talking, and stuff like that. Chucky goes up to it once in a while, and he'll just back away from it, like all these stuff. But I think they seem different from us. But she loved Chucky. Chucky and her got along great.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if he's startled. Sometimes he growls. It's like there's nothing there. We don't see nothing, but the dogs can sense that. And I think they don't.
Funny. It was funny. The last time I was there, Jim Houston was there, and he's like, "You got to come up with me to the dress." And I was like, "Okay." So I guess there was is there like a little satchel purse or something that hangs with the dress?
Yeah.
Well, here for like 3 years, my mom had these round John Lennon looking glasses, and she swore up and down somebody stole them from her. Well, here she hid them in that purse, and Jim found them in that little purse. He's like, "You're never going to believe what we found in this purse." I was like, "You have got to be kidding me." All these years, she was convinced somebody stole them, and she's the one that hid them there. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's amazing what you find.
The woman travel anywhere. She traveled by herself.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like traveling by myself. I like driving with someone in the car with me. But she come all the way down here all the time. I said, "I'm Kane." I go, and she can do good time. We'd always call. We go back home, call us when you get home. She calls, of course, when she got home. But she do good time coming down. I'd be shocked. I mean, you drive fast for me, I think.
Yeah, she'd always say, "Zoom, zoom, no time to pee. I got to get where I'm going."
There's a shirt logo for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
No time to pee.
Yeah.
There you go, Danielle. New shirt idea.
Yeah. Zoom, zoom.
You
could have made that. You had the cricket. We could put it around.
I gotta get a new one. It died.
Yeah. Danielle just dove into that. Bought one of those cricket things, and apparently he's going to make T-shirts and stuff now too. So just one more thing to add to the busyness.
So is your team going to stay with just paranormal, or are you looking to branch out to like cryptids or UFO or anything like that?
I mean, if that falls on our lap and it's something that interests us.
Because you're out in in the middle of PA, right? Your area is like.
We're about an hour and 20 outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So, I I don't know. I'm not opposed to any ideas, but for the most part, I think we'll stick right where we are for the most part.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you're going to branch out down the road. Maybe
Yeah, I
some like Stacy and them guys,
UFOs
Andy
and
Andrews. Yeah, Then I started looking for Bigfoot up on bank and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
The problem with
No,
that,
I know. Like I said, I'm open to anything. I'm always into learning new things and exploring new ideas, but probably for the most part, we'll probably stay in this lane.
There you go, Area 51. Go to Area 51. There's signs. Don't pay attention to them. Just this guy has to. Guarantee you'll see UFOs after that.
we do
But,
not request Steve's sentiments at all.
No, but Area 51 is a cool place to go to.
My father-in-law actually
Yeah, never been.
worked out there. He was in the Air Force and he worked out there, and we were like talking to him about it. And said, "Oh, you never worked there. You never worked there." And he goes, "Such and such plane crashed in a hangar and such date." And I walked out of the hangar, and we're like, my wife's like, "Damn, he was there," but he would never talk about anything. But when he was, he's the only staff sergeant I knew was making a lot of money, retired. More than what you normally do,
So, what's the weirdest thing you ever seen?
Ever seen?
Don't say me or Kevin.
You see, you're a mind reader too. Weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Let's put it this way: weirdest thing you ever seen investigating?
Well, the biggest thing that's ever happened was that most recent thing where literally we were all lifted up off of the floor when something hit us from underneath. Getting touched a lot. I don't think I've ever like physically seen something yet outside of like in a photo, or besides like a shadow or a movement. I've never actually like seen something dead on myself yet. I'm hoping to someday.
It'll happen.
But yeah. Yeah, I wished I had, and I told this story about a week ago. I wished I had seen the day Mom passed away. My friends Beth and Cheryl were standing on the stairs because Mom's room was up on the top floor, and then there was a set of steps, and then a landing, and then another set of steps, and then a landing, and then another full set of steps. Well, they were standing on the full set of steps, and Mom had kept saying that she was going to be going out the front door. She'd said it for days, and about 15. It felt like 15 minutes, but in reality, it was probably only a couple minutes. After she passed away, they said they physically saw like a wispy apparition, or however the hell you say it, go past them on the stairs and out the front door. Like right through the door and out the front door.
She had a pack of cigarettes with her?
I'm sure she grabbed them as she was heading out. So that would have been neat to see, but Beth and Cheryl are the ones that saw that together.
So that's a very validation that something happened. So that's good.
Well, I know what happens when you go.
Yeah, we know.
I did see something that was not of a positive thing. The week prior to Mom passing, there was a very dark energy that was lurking around. And that was probably the most frightening thing. I still didn't see it dead on, but you see it in your peripheral. There was several of us that had seen this. It was just a dark figure in the back corner of Mom's room. It kind of crept along the floor and then quick and went down the stairs, kind of like in a motion that a spider moves, kind of comes out slowly and then takes off down the steps. That was pretty crazy. That was there was a lot of things that happened the week before Mom's passing that I can't explain. It brought me to tears. I didn't want to be in that. And I don't know if that's just the rolling of the motions of what people go through when somebody's going to be passing away, but there was definitely a lot of negative energy at that point up until Mom's passing that a lot of us experienced some pretty nasty things and we couldn't explain it. There was no rhyme or reason, and it happened to more than one of us. And there's just kind of a residual effect of that that's kind of been lingering with all of us since Mom's passed. So that was actually something that I did see, and it was absolutely it actually was pretty terrifying. Resonated with me for quite a while.
I don't think your mother's going to show herself to you right away. I think she's going to give you time. I think even to this day, if my mother popped up, I think I'd be shocked a little bit because one, you never expect it when it happens.
Yeah.
When it does happen to you, you're not going to expect it. It's going to happen on the weirdest spot too. Probably just going to start and it's going to be there like the person on the steps here.
Yeah.
We were leaving here one night doing the podcast, and Kevin and I walked around and we went right past the laundry room. And there's the stairs that go down to the fire escape. And we both looked, and then I looked at him. I said, "You see that?" He goes, "Yeah, there was a guy standing there." I said, "Yes, there was." The guy was standing there just like, John, boom.
Yeah. It's crazy to me because like I'll see something like it's like a flat, like in the flash. Like we were at that seminary and I went to set down a music box. And as I was standing up, I never just see it dead on. It's like peripheral. And I'm like, there's a lady standing over there. And then I said to Danielle, I'm like, there's a lady standing over here. And she's like, where? And so I show her, obviously nothing's there now, but that happens to me a lot. Like, I'm like, oh, a guy just walked past over there. Or, oh, there was somebody just standing at the top of the steps. But none of that stuff, like, it's just normal to me.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. I think like when my mom passed at home, and the week up until the time she was getting ready to pass, we had that same thing happen. You had that. I think the darkness comes first to try to see if they can take them, and they don't get that effect that they need to get. So they kind of go on. So whoever sees it is going to see it, because we had the same thing where my daughter saw stuff, my wife saw stuff in my mom's room, and it's just like, I think that's the beginning of the transition, is where the dark stuff starts trying to come in to take them away, but still stuck here until later on, and then whoever family member, if you believe that happens, comes and takes them with them.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that's what goes on, because I know I dealt with that too when my mom passed. It was very interesting. And that when you talk about that wispy smoke type thing, after her bed, and when she passed, I actually saw it rise up from her. That was amazing.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen that.
So
it's kind of interesting to think about all the different things that go on during that time.
I believe Cheryl too, but Holly was.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was. It was something.
Once you start seeing your first, you see your first full-on straightforward right in front of you, I'll tell you what, next time you'll be sitting here going, holy crap, what did I just see? You start second guessing yourself. You're like, did I actually see that or what?
Yeah. That would be great.
Someday. That's the first thing I saw here in the house with Steve was when we walked down that hallway. Because we stayed here not this year, the year before, when we were looking at buying our house out here. We were here in the Hoover by ourselves. Nothing. My daughter and I stayed here right when you guys opened up. We had SLS had a stick figure in Rosebud, and that was it. But that's the first thing I've actually got.
Well, I think some people have made mistakes doing that, investigating places. When we did the show, that's why we did a location for 3 days. We go in on a Friday and leave on a Sunday. So we get to the place Friday, do B-roll right away. Get a lot of B-roll done, and then nighttime would come and we get ready to do our show. Start filming the show. We could be there all Friday and nothing happened until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then we'd sleep all day, of course, pretty much, because you get ready for the next day. And have lunch. Lunch was your breakfast and dinner, and then go film. And maybe Saturday, heck would break loose. You get a lot of stuff. And then Sunday, nothing. So a lot of people go to these locations and, oh, there's nothing there. I didn't get nothing. Go back. Go back some other time, because maybe that time you might not get them, but the next time, I think the environment's got to be right for things to happen. I don't think everything just happens because little Tommy's over there all the time.
Well, I think too there's a stigma kind of attached to it, and I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like you could investigate anywhere at any time. Like a lot of people feel like, oh, nighttime is the best time, and between these hours or the witching hour or all these things. Like I actually get a lot of activity in places in the middle of the day. So
You are
I mean,
correct. The best times and the best EVPs I ever got were during the day, early, mid-morning, 10, 11 o'clock.
yeah.
I had a house up in Greeley, PA, which I'm actually going to go back to. My friends own it. And that was my paranormal hotspot, I call it. Because when I had the group called Dark Illusions back in the day, and I had Bob Christopher come out from Vortex Ghost Gear and Ghost Detectives, came out and said, hey, I want to check this house out. And that's how I met Bob. So he came over to the house, and I actually have a video. If you go on YouTube and go to Dark Illusions 2010, you'll see these videos. There's one where we were in the house. This couple had called me and said, hey, listen, my husband's blaming me for cheating on him. I said, what do you mean? She goes, I think he's going crazy because he's put recorders all over the house. And then he comes home and goes, listen, there's a guy's voice in here, blah, blah, blah. And he'd play it, and there'd be a guy's voice in there. So I'm listening to it. And, first she called me up, and I had an ad in the paper, and I was just on the radio show. And she heard about the radio and about my group. So she goes, can you guys come check my house out? And she explained to me about this story about her husband. So I said, sure, I'll come to the house, but I'm not coming to the house unless your husband's there.
Yeah.
So I get there, her husband's there, and he's playing recordings. And I talked to him outside privately, and I said, hey, listen, do you think your wife's actually really having an affair on you? He goes, yes, I do. And he says, listen. And I listened to the recording, and the voice was like really garbly, like, and I said, that sounds like I've been doing this for a while. It sounds like that's a spirit in your house. He goes, oh, I don't believe in spirits. I don't believe nothing. I said, all right, I have my team coming tomorrow. Can we come tomorrow? We'll set up DVR and we'll check your house out. I said, but what I want you to do is go down to the barn right now with your wife. I'm here personally by myself. You know there's no one else in the house, right? They go, there's no one else in the house. So go down to your barn. He had a barn in the backyard. They got property like you, like 100 and some acres.
Mm-hmm.
So he owns like a whole side of the mountain. So I get in the house, and he goes down to the barn, and I went up the stairs. So I went through the first floor and nothing. Went up the staircase, and there's a room, then a bathroom, a room, and another room. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs. And I went to the bedroom to the left first. And I asked a question there, and I said, is there anyone here who wishes to talk to me? And when I played it back, it says, are you my son?
Huh.
And so this is when I was doing, like, that's why I do a question in one place. So I asked 5 questions. And that was first when he answered. And I said back to him, no, I'm not your son. I'm a guest in this home right now, but I'm willing to speak to you. Will you speak to me? And then he said the next time when I asked a question, he says, I don't like much people. Exactly as I said, I don't like much people.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, all right, well, I'm going to leave your space alone, and I'll be back tomorrow. If you would talk to me, I greatly appreciate it. And then I played, and I got nothing. So I go downstairs, and I call them up to the house, and they go, listen. I said, listen, your wife's not cheating on you. Boom. It was the same garbly voice through. That guy's in your house. And I said, there's no way I can make that up. I can't go, rah, rah, rah. So he goes, wow. And he, right then and there, he turned to his wife and gave her a big hug. He goes, I am so sorry I didn't believe you. And we've been friends forever. Still to this day, we're very close. They're my family to me, like mom was.
Yeah.
So I get the group there the next day, and we set up DVR. It's me and Rich downstairs with Guy Rich on my team. And then it was Terry and what's the other one up there? Terry and another guy up there. And they were doing EVPs. And John. It was John Mayer. So John Mayer goes, they're filming up there, and he goes, I heard the guy in this room doesn't like much people. And you hear, then it goes boom, like someone shot a shotgun in the house. It was so loud. To me, that was like to me, it was an energy burst that was
Yeah.
building up, and this person who was there wanted to manifest so bad that they built up an energy ball and is popped.
Yeah.
That's what got Bob Christopher there. Bob says, I don't know, Steve. That sounded like someone shot someone in the house. It sounded like a shotgun. That's how loud it was. But you can
Yeah.
look at that. If you go to Dark Illusions 2010 and look up the house, we also got a kid in the TV there. My father passed away, so I gave them my father's TV. And there's no sleep timer on it or nothing like that on it. And he says, oh, I'll put that up with the bubble. It wasn't a flat screen. It was one of them bubble old TVs, you know. And they put it in the room there. And Roger calls me up and goes, Steve, I go, what? He goes, what's up with this TV? I go, why? He goes, it turns itself on. I'm like, yeah, okay. He goes, no, this TV turns itself on. Hey, there's no sleep timer on. There's look, I got the remote. Look, there's no sleep timer on. So he goes, oh no. So we put a camera on it. And sure enough, at about 4 in the afternoon, like you said, it doesn't have to be dark.
Yeah.
TV come right on all different times. And it would start playing. Middle of the night, it start playing, kick on. So he had to turn the volume down. So if it kicked on in the middle of the night, they didn't think someone was broken in their house because they heard talking. It would be like the news or something. So I wouldn't say it was my dad. I think it was the guy that they have in the house, like watching TV, possibly.
Yeah.
Bob Christopher, and he was there. He filmed with cabinets were opening. Yeah.
Wow.
So what happened was I ended up stopped going there because Terry's mother ended up with diabetes, and she had to have one of her legs amputated. And then down the road, she had her other leg amputated. So it was really hard. Terry had to pick up her mother, who was 90-some years old, and carry her everywhere to the bathroom and take care of her. So that stopped for a while, for a good 10 years. So I stopped going there. You know, I just visit. I wouldn't use that as my hot spot anymore.
Yeah.
I even got a spirit on the staircase. The place just has to saying, watch your new place because you're going to find hot spots in here. Or the groups are going to find them.
Yeah.
I sat on a staircase. Like you said, the reason why I'm going here is because what you said, it doesn't have to be daytime or nighttime, but it doesn't matter in the house. It doesn't have to be a room. It could be a staircase. It could be a bathroom. It could be a closet. People don't check these places out. They all go to bedrooms. They go there. Go to a closet. Go in a bathroom and ask some questions. You'd be shocked. Heck, Elvis died on the toilet, right? You don't. Honestly, you don't know.
Yeah,
So,
you don't.
You don't know. You know, a lot of people die in the shower, fall and hit their head in the tub. And, you know, you just don't know. So what I was getting at with this place was I was on the staircase and I said, one question I said, I was getting frustrated because I used to sit in there and get a whole bunch of EVPs. And this day I wasn't getting nothing. And I was sitting there and I'm asking questions. I go there every day, just on lunchtime, just ask questions. And I go, it's pretty sad you can't tell me your name. You know what I get back? A guy's voice saying, that is sad. Right, that is sad.
They're just mocking you.
He was mocking me. So that's why I said, like you said, it's perfect what you advice just gave people.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be creepy dark out. You can go anywhere during daytime and get an EVP.
Well, and I think, like I said, that stigma is kind of attached to paranormal in general. People think like, oh, you got to go in the middle of the night, and
it's a lot safer. It's a lot safer during the day. You don't trip on nothing. You don't have to worry about falling. You can see the floor before you go walking on it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, definitely changes the feel of the atmosphere a little bit. Obviously, morning time, middle of the night, mid-afternoon, you get a little bit, your senses are a little bit different, but your evidence is going to be the evidence no matter what time of day it is.
As long as you know that your environment is not contaminated by voice outside or
right
like that, and you can get into a quiet environment, like a place that's out in the middle of nowhere, then do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's great advice you gave.
But the only reason you go at night is because it's usually quieter. That's the only reason I
That's to the
well,
feeling.
but like not always. We were just at that seminary, and there's railroad tracks close by that's on a main road. So I mean, to me, there was just as much noise at night as there was during the day. If anything, at certain times of the day, it was a little bit quieter, like when people are at work or in between those school hours or stuff like that. So it just it all just depends. Like we constantly were hearing trains and car doors and all kinds of stuff. It just depends on the location.
Or on a higher level in the dark because you don't know what's the unknown.
Yeah,
You know what you're going to walk into in the dark. So your senses go up here compared to here during the daytime. But it doesn't change the amount of evidence you're going to get. She's correct on that. I get a lot of my evidence during the daytime. A lot more evidence I got in the daytime more than I ever got in the nighttime. And don't be afraid to have them ring something like we had over here at the Aller House. We told them to ring a bell, just a desk bell. Found a desk bell and sat up on the staircase. We're doing a podcast. All of a sudden, you're ding.
Nice.
They'll ring it.
I have one of those now, so we go do a podcast someplace and bring a bell with us just to have it. So we have it ring, see if it rings in different locations.
Yeah.
So
Gary has a bell. Gary has a bell. He rings on Stacy's podcast all the time.
Does he?
Oh yeah. Perfect time too.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of all the BS. Ding.
Yeah, right. Well, we have these. We have this. Let's see what I can put in here.
Get ready.
See what this one says.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Really?
Then we have this one.
And haters gonna hate. They say, yeah.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of sound effects down here. My little toys.
The SpongeBob one's great too.
And we got this one.
Oh, Chucky.
Chucky decided he wanted to come by.
You heard your voice. That's why.
Yeah.
You come up to
Oh, the Chucky. That's what Pam says all the time. She's like, "You sound just like your mom." I'm like, "I don't think I sound like my mom at all."
You sound exactly like your mother. I was going to say that right in the beginning.
Oh.
You do. You don't realize it, but you do.
Stacy's typing ding.
Yeah.
She's trying to invite me over for dinner because she's trying to get her skeleton.
Oh, the 6 foot skeleton.
Yeah, she's trying to figure a way. She asked me for dinner, and I said, no.
Yeah, she started reasonable, and then she asked for a big, huge castle.
I was looking at our little Hawaiian scenery you have here. So why do I look so tan? Is my blood pressure up or something?
It's the palm trees.
Oh, no, it's the lighting. It's actually the lighting we have up here.
Yeah.
You can't see. There's a big light behind us that we have to light up the.
So we don't look so blend in.
So you can be like your mom. You can do cruises.
Oh yeah, we're game for the cruise. We're just waiting for the information.
Good. Yeah, good.
Super excited. Yeah.
Cheryl went with us all the time. So your mom. I mean, we had a good time all the time.
Yeah, I'm excited. Wished I could have did one with her, but COVID had to ruin that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Were you booked on that one with us before COVID? Big one with like.
I think me and Mom were discussing it, and then it was just done. Nobody was going.
Yeah, Pam had a lot of people going on that cruise, and COVID hit, and they said, "You guys want vouchers to hold on?" I'm like, who knows when we're going to be on these ships ever again?
I know.
We just
yeah, that would be exciting. I'm hoping you guys have it again for sure.
We're definitely going on a cruise again.
Good.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Give us 2 vacations finally instead of one. We go to Gatlinburg every year. We're going down soon, real soon.
Nice.
We go down there every year. Love it there. My brother used to live in Gatlinburg. That's another place I want to check for once.
There's plenty of stuff down there.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to squeeze the Loretto house in somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
You could just do that in a day. It's not that far of a drive.
During the week. It's perfect.
Yeah.
You guys have time during the week. Weekdays are perfect for us because that's when we get away. Weekends, forget it. And so, like a lot of these conferences and things that are happening out there, people say, "No, Pam, Steve, we come to the bash. We'd like you to come to ours." We can't get away. If we can get away, we'd love to. You see how busy we are when you come down. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Work. Everyone thinks Pam really doesn't work. She works her butt off.
Oh yeah, she does. Yeah, any day.
So
any day you can make it up.
But we get the time definitely down. I want to come down there. I want to see the horses. You ride your horse, right?
Yeah,
I got.
we'll throw you up there.
I have to. I used to ride a quarter horse.
Nice.
His name was Ed. My uncle owned a whole bunch of horses. He raised thoroughbreds and quarter horses. And I used to take him to the track all the time. And he was in Oak Ridge, New Jersey. He rented this barn from the Ackersons. And he had the horses there. He taught me when I was 12 years old how to ride. So he let me take Ed. This horse was so calm and so tame and beautiful. He ride, but he put me in the corral. And what's that thing they
Round
hold?
pen.
Yeah, the round pen, and had me no saddle, bareback on his horse, and I had to hold my hands above my head like this.
Teaching you balance, man.
Yeah, and that's why I probably have back problems now. But right, we do the horse on a slow walk, then you bring him to a little faster walk, and then a trot, and then a gallop, and you had to stay on the horse while he was leading around in this round pen.
This is trying to get a carnival going.
Oh, I'm telling you. Well, I did horse shows with the horse, the Sussex County Fairgrounds. I did one. I didn't do a bunch. I did one. Most of the time, his wife took the horse in, but they allowed me to do one. I came in second place, so that wasn't bad.
Nice.
Did you have glitter on when you did it?
No. But
Paint your horse.
I could take Ed any time I wanted. When I was down there, my uncle, I go down there. I said, "Can I ride Ed today?" And I had a saddle on him at that time. And I'd ride him all the way from the farm, which is a good about a half mile up to the house. He was shoed. He had shoes on. And I'd go up to my house, and walk around the house and see my mom and dad. And you brought Ed up to see us? Yeah. And then go back down the farm. And then, for me doing them, let me ride, my job was to shovel the stalls out. But it was worth it. That's a lot of work. I don't know how you guys do it.
It is a lot of work.
Yes, it is. Second place is first loser. That's true. Yeah. I never got first. I didn't think I'd get first. There's a lot of good riders out there. They judge you on a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, my kids did stuff for a while.
The straight line and all this stuff. It was
Obstacles, all different kinds of stuff.
The cones. Yeah, a lot of stuff had to.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I was happy. It was my first one. I did the second. They go, "You want to do it again?" No. One was
one and done. One and done.
One on the bucket list. That's done.
Yeah.
A lot of work on those.
One thing I always want to do on my bucket list, I never did because my dad was 82nd Airborne. So I wanted to jump out of a plane. I had an opportunity to do it, but I chickened out. Then I had another opportunity, and then went against my back surgeon and said, "Don't do it. You can't jump. Just the jolt." Yeah. So I'm not allowed on roller coasters no more. I'm not allowed on that. Anything that bumps and spins and twists and turns. And I used to love that stuff when I was a kid. I used to go on roller coasters and all that. But
it's fine. You get plenty of other things keeping you busy.
Oh yeah.
My daughter got to do that, jump out of an airplane. Her fiance, she got her a thing to jump out of an airplane. My wife was going, "Oh my God, my baby's jumping out of a plane." It's like,
did you get one that would have brain fart pyramids monoliths?
Monoliths. Did you get a monolith?
Yeah, I have one.
You have one? You don't have the new one. You don't have the new piece. I'm gonna give you. Remind me. You come down. Come down this weekend, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna give you something that's on me. It's not paying for. I'm gonna give her something to try out. See.
All right. Do I need to bring it with me, or is it just attached?
No, I'm gonna give it to you. I built it.
It's another piece.
Oh.
It ain't costing you nothing. It's free.
Awesome. Thank you.
I want you to try it out. You'll be my test for this because test it with your group and keep it. I don't want it back. I just want to see. Just let me know how it works.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we definitely will. We'll take it to the new house.
Yeah.
Have you used a monolith yet?
I have used it. Haven't got any response off of it yet.
Okay.
Andy
Nothing yet.
in a theater, and he said, "Oh God, the laser went off. Something went in front of it. It lit up the whole theater with a grid. He loved it." Yeah, he said, "Yeah." And John and
I'm excited. I'm hoping we can get something off of it soon.
John and Chris, theirs went off too.
Yeah. And then when they said they had at the bash, they used it at at the house at the Bash
Mhm.
investigation, and they said
Oh, the Hoffman Mansion.
The Hoffman Mansion. The guy said it was the only piece of equipment went off in that whole room. Was that? So
Awesome.
It'll work. We get in the right spot, and the right spirit comes by.
Oh yeah, for sure. We did have our first reaction off of the light stick. I think you had them in your shop.
Mm-hmm.
The tall light stick.
Yeah.
We got our first response on that though when we did the investigation at the new house. First time we ever got a response on it, and it lit up all night long. It was like spirit was making like a pass in the room. So it hit a K2, it hit the stick, and then it hit a K2 on this side of the room.
Oh, good.
And it was, yeah, so that was awesome. We did finally get some reaction to that. That was cool.
That's great. Yeah, this piece you're gonna get is motion too. I'm
Okay.
getting all these nice little lights, so it looks like Christmas.
Nice. I love
No
fancy.
sound to it. It's just lights, no sound. You're not gonna hear it, but you'll see it when it goes off.
it's bright.
Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
So
That's exciting. Thank you.
I haven't came up with a name for it yet, but just built them. Built a couple of them right. I got more I got to put together just tomorrow, actually. So
Awesome.
I'll have one for you. Just I'll have it here. You won't even have to. I'll remember.
Okay.
My
Great.
brain- I keep my brain going.
That's
I like I gave John and Chris one too, so I want to see who comes up with what. And sometimes you do that, you build it, you send them out there, and then test subjects for you, and you get good feedback and say, does this work? Or no, sorry, Steve-O, this don't work. Don't no. But
Yay or nay?
yeah, so we'll see. They're going to try theirs out in the caves.
They're gonna try.
In the mine, yeah.
Oh.
So I can imagine what that'll do when it lights up the mine. It's going to light up.
Oh
everything.
yeah.
You'll like it. It's compact,
awesome.
it's small, it's not big. So,
Awesome.
all right. So, where we passed our time here? Yes, we are.
We're into it. So, well, thank you for coming on. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
And I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes, you will.
And if you ever get any video or anything else you want to share out, we'll have you back on and we can show it on the.
Yeah, we'll have you back on. You get some evidence, and we'll play it up on here.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Especially with the new place, you get something to get
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Yeah, I'll let you guys know once we get that everything settled and we get that up and running, and for sure.
And once you get it all done and to where you're liked and you got it like you're ready to open the door for everyone, let me know. Eric was on here before. Eric likes testing out new places. That's what he does. He does that in food. I'll talk to him about doing a little short video for you, like a little commercial, and then you can advertise that
Perfect.
on there, and you just put it on your Facebook wall and just
Awesome.
put it, and people know what number to call to get a hold of you and all that stuff.
All right. Sounds good.
And it's on that video, like some video clips or stuff like that. Another thing, when you're out there, especially your new place, just a little more advice. If you have your cell phone, snap pictures, snap them in 3.
I do all the time.
I'm horrible with that, but a lot of people, Pam does it all the time. We're on investigation. Click, click, click. But a lot of things, real quick, the reason why I tell people to do that now is Flip. You met Flip, right? You haven't Flip?
I don't think so.
Girls, he does. If I show you a picture of him, just remind me Saturday to show you.
Okay.
You'll know who he is. I know he knew your mom, everything. He taught me. He had this one case where a lady says, "Hey, listen, can you come check our house out?" And he goes, "Why?" She goes, my son's crying at night in his bedroom. He says he sees a guy with a kid with red eyes peeking through the closet, looking at him every night. And we just think there's something wrong. They didn't believe in spirits or nothing like that. So we just want to make them let them know that there's really nothing in the room. So Flip there, and he's doing EVPs and all that stuff. I don't think he got much of that. Nothing moved in the room, but he was taking these pictures, like click, 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 click. And then when he got home, he's going through and he's like, "What the heck's that? Looks like 2 eyes." He zoomed on it, and there's a kid. You see in the picture peeking at the kid in the room through the closet with 2 red eyes. So Flip calls him up and says, "Hey, listen, you know, your son saw that little the thing. And he goes, I caught him on camera. I got him on camera. Do you want to see the picture? They go, I don't want to see the picture. Don't come back.
Stop.
But here, he was, you know, that's what they had him there for. And he
Aw.
caught this thing, whatever it is, spirit in the house. And they would, I wish he'd pop up. It would be funny as crap. But Flip, he said that. He said, you know, they said, oh, we don't want to see the picture. Why are you coming back? But that's
Well, the poor kid that his parents won't believe him, and he legitimately was seeing it.
I guess they probably called the kid a liar, 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 liar. And then here the kid wasn't lying the whole time.
No, poor kid.
So I don't know if they moved. Maybe they moved and said, heck, we're out of here. Who knows?
I'd love to see that
I
picture.
gotta look what happened with that. If he even knows what happened with those people. What happened to them.
Oh.
Anyway, we're gonna let you go.
Yep.
And
All right. Thanks,
weekend.
guys.
All right. Thank
We
you.
love
for being
you.
on.
Love you guys. We'll see you this weekend.
Okay, see you this weekend.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, 2 girls are awesome.
So that is really cool.
Well, they got their new place coming out, so we will. I'm sure it'll come up with a name for it.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean,
And when they come up with a name for it, we'll get clips and we'll put them on the show and have them come back on.
let me run a commercial.
Sure, run our commercial quick.
So we're gonna go to a commercial, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
Yeah, but we're going to thank our sponsors, Tazcam and Pepsi Cola.
Pepsi Cola, yes.
And like I say, every time you see a veteran, thank them.
Yep, guys.
Don't forget to thank them. All right.
This next week we may be on, we may not be on, depending on what goes on this weekend. We'll see, and we'll let you know what's going to happen on the next.
We may have our guest be coming from the physical head
Yeah, who knows?
over there. So.
We'll see.
Okay, look, Eric says, you got the moves, man. You got the moves.
Hey, you got to make it fun. If you don't make it fun,
Eric, since you're on here, I thought you had went hiatus on me. The girls got a place. I know you like going to places. Outside of Pittsburgh, I guess they bought the place and they're closing on it soon. Haunted. No one's really done it yet, so I know that's something you like doing, and maybe we'll take a trip. If you're up for it, say just type in "let's do it," and if we can get some evidence, maybe we can put a short video together for them and help them out promote this place.
Heck
So
yeah.
just waiting for them to type "let's do it" or "I'm not going."
he's like, I'm done with you.
Come on, Eric,
He
type
was just
type faster.
Just at Penhurst the other day. Saw that video. Saw him live out there.
He's probably right now cutting film or something.
He's probably
I'll
having
keep
a
you
nice
later.
cold beer, relaxing.
No, it's not the weekend yet.
That don't matter. Do you have to have a weekend to have a
I'm
beer?
down. All right, you heard
Yeah,
me.
there you go.
Okay, bud.
That works.
All right, we're gonna go. I'll see Eric too this weekend. He's coming. So
Oh, cool. All right.
let's close the show and let's go get something to drink because I am thirsty.
All right,
I'm
guys.
out.
Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great weekend.